For some people, it begins with a voice, something calling out from somewhere it shouldn't be, a familiar sound that isn't quite right. Sometimes it draws them closer, into a hallway, towards a room, or even out into the woods. And when they get there, what they find doesn't always make sense.
ID Tech is more than just the original and most trusted tech camp for kids ages 7 to 17. ID Tech is where kids find their people, the engineering and creating people, the fire-breathing, shell-spinning BattleBots people, the just as happy building games as they are playing them people. ID Tech offers over 50 epic courses, like Camp Crunch Labs IRL, BattleBots with Take-Home Bots, and more at 75 college campuses across the country. Visit idtech.com and use code IDTech to save $150 on a week that's guaranteed to be the highlight of your kid's summer.
Youth mental health is a complex challenge that requires comprehensive solutions. We must strengthen after-school programs. We must make digital literacy tools available in our schools. We must work with mental health professionals to support children. And we must empower mentors, educators, and parents to keep kids happy. Learn more about our commitment to finding lasting solutions at empowerourfuturecoalition.com/solutions. Paid for by the Coalition to Empower Our Future.
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
Why did I search the internet for answers to my cold sore problem? Now I'm stuck down a rabbit hole filled with images of alarmingly graphic sores in various stages of ooze. I can clear my search history, but I can never unsee that.
Don't go down the rabbit hole. Amazon Health AI gets you the right care, fast. Healthcare just got less painful.
ActiveCampaign is the marketing automation platform built for big swings and big dreams. Generate ideas in seconds, import your brand, and create full campaigns with simple prompts. Get started for free at ActiveCampaign.com.
ID Tech is more than just the original and most trusted tech camp for kids ages 7 to 17. ID Tech is where kids find their people, the engineering and creating people, the fire-breathing, shell-spinning BattleBots people, the just as happy building games as they are playing them people. ID Tech offers over 50 epic courses, like Camp Crunch Labs IRL, BattleBots with Take-Home Bots, and more at 75 college campuses across the country. Visit idtech.com and use code IDTech to save $150 on a week that's guaranteed to be the highlight of your kid's summer.
Hello, I'm Sarah, and welcome to the Whispering Woods Reddit and listener story episode. I've got some spooky Reddit stories to share today, and I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? I heard a voice in the hallway while my mum heard one in her bedroom. What do I make of this? And this is from Han the Man. Thank you so much for letting us share your story. I believe this to be a very real encounter with a ghost in my house. There have always been small things happening in my house that me and my sisters would hear. Distorted voices, doors opening and closing, footsteps, and lights going on and off. But nothing super crazy or super creepy. But this one encounter was way above all that. My sister and my bedrooms are all in the same hallway. It was late at night and I was still awake on FaceTime with my friend. I hear rustling noises coming from my younger sister's room. She had a history of sleepwalking and has tried to leave the house once. So I leave my room to go check on her and make sure she's safe. As I'm walking towards her room, I feel a weird energy and get goosebumps. Just as I'm about to grab her doorknob, a very clear voice that sounded somewhat feminine, but I didn't recognise it, says, "What are you doing?" from behind me. The voice was very accusatory, and it instantly sent a shiver down my spine. I immediately backed away from my sister's door and ran down the hallway to my living room. In the living room, I started freaking out. Both my sisters were sleeping in their bedrooms with the door closed. My parents were sleeping in their bedroom downstairs. No one else is at my house, and no one else was in the hallway. I explained what just happened to my friend, who was still on FaceTime. I asked her if someone said it on her end. She said no, and said she clearly heard the voice from my end. She thought it was my sister. This causes me to freak out more. I laughed through weird tension, and I started sounding hysterical. My sisters ended up waking up and coming out of their room to see what the problem was. I also get a text from my mum, who woke up downstairs and told me to quiet down. I send her back, "I almost died," as a joke, not a good one, and then sent what happened. All of that was weird on its own, but there's a second factor from my mum's point of view. My mum explained that she woke up to me being loud upstairs. She quickly sends me a text and falls back asleep. She then feels a presence, like someone's face being close to hers, and a voice harshly whispered, "Help me," right in her ear. This instantly wakes her up fully, and she looks around her room. No one was there besides my sleeping dad. At the same time, my text saying, "I almost died" goes through. Sorry, Mum. In the morning, we fully explained what happened, and it was such a weird situation that both of us heard a voice we both described as harsh, feminine, and that we didn't recognise. My mum brushes it off as a weird sleepy moment. I was wide awake and had my friend confirm she heard the voice too. Since then, I haven't heard a voice in the hallway again, but I have had the goosebumps from time to time, and that weird sensation that someone is behind me. That is creepy, really creepy, especially with the mum having a very similar experience at the same time. I'd be still getting the goosebumps, because you kind of just be expecting it to happen again. And those kind of things happen when you're least expecting them, in my experience. So you're always kind of on guard, and then it'll happen again. Like I said, when you least expect it, and you go round in this kind of cycle with it. Creepy. Are you ready for the second story? I saw my friend walk into the woods and scream, but she was behind me the whole time. Not sure what happened. And this is from Extreme T8488. Thank you so much for letting us share your story. When I, a female, was 17, me and my best friend, female, were walking home in my suburban neighbourhood at night. We were mad at each other over teenage stuff, so she was walking like 100 feet ahead of me. She turned the corner to go to my house and walks out of my sight, all in the right direction to my house. Nothing weird yet. But then I see her come back from where she turned, and she just keeps walking straight. Like no pause, no looking back, nothing. Just walks straight toward this wooded area by a house. I'm literally watching her, like, what are you doing? And then she just walks straight into the woods. I remember just being so confused. Why would she walk back there? Then I hear a scream. I immediately panic and start running toward the woods, thinking something just happened to her. I remember getting to the edge and being like, heck, I have to go in there and get her. And right as I'm about to walk in, I hear her call my name from behind me. I turn around and she's standing behind me like, what the hell are you doing staring into these woods? She was very confused, and so was I. I just froze because I literally just watched her walk in there, and it wasn't a fleeting walk. I watched her for like 10 seconds, clear as day. It wasn't far away, it wasn't too dark to see, and it all happened. She swears she never went in there, and there was no possible route for her to walk into the woods and then appear behind me. I would have seen her come back out. To this day, we both get creeped out talking about it, and I have no explanation for what I saw, but it was so real. We both feel like we avoided something dark. Has anyone else experienced something like this, or know what that could have been? Sounds like some kind of mimic to me. It sounds like it was trying to lure her into the woods. And luckily enough, her mate probably thought, where's she gone? And went back to look for her. It reminds me of me and my best friend when we were teenagers. We could row, and then we'd still be there, like sticking it up for each other straight away. You know, those silly arguments that teens have. Completely unrelated, but I do remember walking to the youth club with her, and we weren't talking to each other, but I still called for her and still offered her some chewing gum, which she accepted. Teens, hey, gotta love them. But that is spooky, and I'm glad that she didn't follow into the woods. Are you ready for the third story? Someone tell me what was going on. And this is from Mountain Spook. Thanks so much for letting us share your story. So this happened back in 2019, and it still bothers me years later. I've never really believed in ghosts or anything like that, and I still question it. But this whole experience has definitely rattled me. My partner at the time and I moved into a small detached unit on a block with one other unit. It was pretty normal from the outside, but inside it had some odd quirks. When you walked in the front door, you entered this weird little garden lounge that seemed to be part of the original building. From there, you stepped up into the kitchen, then straight through to the lounge room. Off to the left were spare bedrooms, and to the right was a badly built porch. If you turned left at the kitchen, you'd pass the main bathroom and enter the master bedroom, which had a small ensuite. Walking through that room led to a small extra room that was clearly an extension, even though it used the same brick as the rest of the house. The strange thing was the floor. It had these intricate blue tiles that clashed with the grey tiles everywhere else. One morning around 9 a.m, I was lying in bed with my girlfriend. The master bedroom shared a wall with the garage. We heard a tapping sound that I assumed was a pipe or something. As a joke, she tapped back, and it tapped back again. I tried tapping in a bit of a rhythm, and it copied that too. We both took turns, and every time it matched what we did. Eventually we got bored, and just assumed it was plumbing or something. Later that day, it hit me that the wall was just solid brick. It was part of a later addition, and there shouldn't have been any pipes in it. A few weeks later, I was home alone. It was about 8 p.m. and completely dark. I was studying in my home office, which was one of the spare bedrooms of the lounge. My girlfriend was out with a friend, and I was expecting her back soon. I heard the front door open, then footsteps through the kitchen and into the living room. I called out to her, but got no response. I figured maybe she wasn't in the mood to talk and just wanted to sit on the couch, so I kept studying. Then the footsteps came into the office. Right next to my ear, I heard a man's voice say my name in a harsh, gravelly tone. I spun around, thinking it was someone messing with me, but the room was completely empty. At the time, I was doing shift work, so I told myself I was just overtired. About a week later, we were sitting on the couch watching TV again around 8 p.m. Both office doors were open, and from where we were sitting, you could see straight out her office window into the backyard. I got up to grab a drink and saw a man's face outside the window, just looking in. He looked like a white, bald man. The area wasn't the best, so I assumed someone was checking the place out. I grabbed a torch and ran outside to look around, but there was no one there. A few days later, again around 8 p.m, we were both laying in bed on our phones. Out of nowhere, the sliding doors to the porch started making this insanely loud, chaotic noise, like someone was trying to force them open. It honestly sounded like what I imagine an earthquake would be like. We both ran out to the lounge and looked at the doors. They were still locked, and everything on the porch was completely undisturbed. That's when my girlfriend told me it had actually happened a few times before, both during the day and at night when I'd been at work. Not long after that, our relationship started to fall apart. We ended up breaking up, but stayed on decent terms. We broke the lease and planned to move out over the next few weeks. Nothing else really happened during that time. Then came moving day. By that night, around 8 p.m. again, everything was out except for a few last things. I went back alone to grab them and do a final check. As soon as I walked in, I could smell something warm and familiar. It was beef bourguignon, which was my ex's favourite thing to cook. That's when I felt like something wasn't right. I rushed through the house, grabbed the last few things, and threw them in the back of my truck. As I stepped back and looked at the place to make sure all the lights were off, I glanced at the tall window next to the front door. Standing there was a tall, dark, slender figure, clear as day. I got in the truck, started it, and drove off straight away. I don't think I've ever taken a deeper breath in my life. I never went back. It still bothers me to this day. What the heck was going on? Oh, that gave me a few shivers, that story, because whatever was there doesn't sound like it was friendly. Maybe the old man was, I'm not sure, but that thing at the end, the shadowy figure, really was quite creepy. I don't know why, can't explain it to you, but that got me. Are you ready for the fourth story? In 1974, I and a friend saw a Victorian house and family near Woodland disappear. And this is from Original Swordfish 935. Thank you so much for letting us share it. In 1974, when I was 11, myself and a friend were walking back, heading home from the River Waveney near Barnby in Suffolk, UK. We lived in Barnby, a small rural village. This area is countryside, and there were very few people around, and we took a shortcut next to the railway line on a bridle path. It was a woodland area. We then saw a clearing next to the rail line, but near the clearing, smoke came out of a chimney. We both thought it was a bonfire ahead and kept walking, and as we approached the smoke, we saw a white wooden Victorian-looking house with a smoking chimney. 2 children playing, a boy and a girl. Also, an older woman on the porch. The woman was wearing a long Victorian-style dress, and there was a man in a cloth cap chopping wood on the ground, around 5 meters in front of the property. We leant on the wooden fence and observed the family and house for what seemed like a few minutes. I clearly remember saying and agreeing that no one lives here. I have never seen this house before. We'd used the bridle path before. The children saw us and started coming toward us. The man chopping wood said, "No, keep away," to his children. I remember the woman looking at us also. The man then walking toward us, holding the axe. But not aggressively. He said, "Go away." We then became frightened and ran back the way we came, avoiding the woods, terrified, nonetheless looking back and could not see the house or the smoke. We ran about a mile to the village shop and told the lady who ran it. She said no one lives next to that rail line, except the railway cottage, but that was not in the clearing and some way away from our sighting or experience. We told our parents, and they didn't believe us either. As time passed, as we weren't believed, we just avoided the bridle path. But we both know what we saw. 51 years have passed, and it still sticks in my mind. There you go, believe it or not. Why would I bother to make this up?
Ready for the best summer ever? ID Tech is the original and most trusted tech camp for kids, ages 7 to 17, offering over 50 epic courses like Camp Crunch Labs IRL, BattleBots with take-home bots, AI and machine learning, and more. Camps are all about high-energy fun, new friends, trusted instructors, and exclusive tech partnerships. Experience ID Tech at 75 college campuses nationwide. Visit idtech.com and use code IDTech to save $150 on a week that's guaranteed to be the highlight of your kid's summer.
Youth mental health is a complex challenge that requires comprehensive solutions. We must strengthen after-school programs. We must make digital literacy tools available in our schools. We must work with mental health professionals to support children. And we must empower mentors, educators, and parents to keep kids happy. Learn more about our commitment to finding lasting solutions at empowerourfuturecoalition.com/solutions. Paid for by the Coalition to Empower Our Future.
That sounds like a glitch, doesn't it? Some kind of time slip. It reminds me of when I was with my best mate again, and we were on our way in the middle of the night to the children's home to meet up with our friends. And we used to go through the park, and there was a kind of like this gravel path that went all the way through, and a hedgerow that kind of was off to the left. Yes, the left. And in front of the hedgerow, it was like there was this strange lit up path, but there wasn't a path there. It was just kind of, imagine, I don't know, as if someone was trying to draw you in, and it was kind of lit up by the hedgerow. I say path because it was a strip, basically. And we both started, not without even really thinking, walking off of the gravel path and along this lit up strip of grass. And then for all of a sudden, we both said, no, we don't go this way. And it freaked us right out because we couldn't understand what was happening. So we then got back on the gravel path, ran across the iron bridge to the children's home. And it was really odd. I hope I've explained it well. A path that wasn't a path, but it was a strip of grass that was kind of like it was luminescent, but not. But it was like it was calling us down. And we went down before we realised what we were doing, and then went, what are we doing? And this reminds me of that. Of being with your mate and something strange happening and you never figure it out. It's just one of those odd things in life. Spooky. But that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you again on Sunday for the After Dark. Take care, everyone.
Youth mental health is a complex challenge that requires comprehensive solutions. We must strengthen after-school programs. We must make digital literacy tools available in our schools. We must work with mental health professionals to support children. And we must empower mentors, educators, and parents to keep kids happy. Learn more about our commitment to finding lasting solutions at empowerourfuturecoalition.com/solutions. Paid for by the Coalition to Empower Our Future.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
Hey listeners, meet Russell.
Hey!
Russell just launched a fitness app, and he needed to get the word out to busy professionals looking to stay fit.
So I turned to Acast. I used their smart recommendations feature to easily find shows that talk about health and fitness. Booking sponsorships through their platform was a breeze. And just like that, my app was in their ears during their morning run.
Sounds like a smart move, Russell. How's business looking now?
Sweat is pouring, and so are the installs.
Spread the word about your business with podcast ads on Acast. Start today at go.acast.com/advertise.
The stories told on the Whispering Woods are inspired by historical records, witness reports, and local folklore. While every effort is made to research and represent events accurately, some details, names, and locations may differ from official accounts or have been changed out of respect for those involved. These episodes are created for storytelling and entertainment purposes and should not be considered definitive fact or investigative journalism.